You've got to be kidding. It was November 2009, a cold and wintry day in Southern California. A lot of rain for Thanksgiving time. My 6 friends were all dressed in scarves and mittens and warm coats, and we were visiting a home filled with 20 people with their children who'd come from all over the world for critical care surgery. They had birth defects that were unbelievable, and they needed to come to the United States for our help. But it's Thanksgiving. Can you smell the turkey, the homemade biscuits? Can you feel the warmth of the fireplace? Can you imagine it was your Thanksgiving? Only you need to add a little bit more because we have smells from Nepal, Bangladesh, Haiti, Ecuador, Peru, and the Philippines. We invited them to bring their food so we could have an international experience for Thanksgiving this year. In the door walked a grandma with her little 9-year-old child. She was cold and shivering, and so I went to greet her, and I was giving her a giant hug. Hi, Maria Jose. Of course, I was talking in Spanish. And as I hugged her, I realized she wasn't like Marcos and David, who were both heart patients. She wasn't like Maya, whose eye was born here because there was no bones in her face. She wasn't like Hope, whose hearing was completely ridiculous. Maria Jose had a curve in her back. You see, we can fix that. I was a heart patient 54 years before. I was born with a heart defect, and I spent 15 years of my life being a heart patient. I never wanted anything to do with heart patients. But I could love the kids, just didn't want to hang out with them. But this one was scoliosis. We can fix that. So Maria Jose went to the doctor for her pre-operation appointment, and Grandma called me. They said their heart is swollen and her left lung has collapsed. You've got to be kidding. What took 9.5 years to find this out? What's happening in Ecuador? They didn't have the facilities. So I agreed to come to the hospital in Los Angeles on January 1st, 2010. And I walked into the ICU room and I froze. I remembered exactly how it felt when I was almost the same age, lying in that bed with tubes everywhere and scars and blood, and I burst into tears. And I spent 45 minutes listening and crying and talking to the ICU nurse to understand. And as I left that day, I said, this child is teaching me a lesson. Well, 3 days later, she was back home, and 6 weeks later, she had her scoliosis surgery and went home to Ecuador. As Maria Jose walked out of my life, I started looking for a new purpose. Is there any part of your life that is unfulfilled, that you've not accessed your dreams because you have hidden so long something that might be painful? My name is Naomi, and I teach the Brave Heart Shift system in a 3-step system that must be in balance in order to access your dreams. Every decision in your life will need these 3 steps. Today I want to talk about accessing your dreams. When Doris took the Brave Heart Shift online course, she took time to dig deeper than we can go today. Doris realized one of her resources was not her negative family members' critical comments, but her friends who were uplifting and encouraging her. So there are 3 steps. R is for resources. Write that down. T is for training. Write that down. And F is for focus. Now that is a really, really good F word, don't you think? Focus. So we have resources, training, and focus. I'd like you to put your pens down and do that activity with me together, this exercise. Everyone hold out your hand for resources, your other hand for training. Now, when your hands touch, you're going to have a little bit of an electric charge. So notice that. Bring your hands together and focus. Thank you. One more time. Resources, training, focus. Now, keep following me when you have your hands together. And when you have this 3 steps, you create courage and compassion, which looks like a heart. And when those things become heart-centered, then you allow yourself to shift to who you always were meant to be. There's a lot more details I'd like to go into now, but right now it's 5 minutes. And so I want to encourage you to sign up for the online course. And when you do, you'll get a discount for attending in the service today. I wanted to mention Maria Jose and her future just to leave you with what really could happen when you've had 2 serious surgeries and you've also survived single motherhood, poor family, and really not a chance for survival in Ecuador at that time. We met with her in 2017 and she said, I want to become a pediatric cardiologist. You see, brilliant doctors had saved her life, and now she wants to pay it forward. So Don's and my focus is going to be to help Maria Jose access her dreams so that she can use her resources, training, and focus to get where she always wanted to go. When you access your dreams, you become the person you were always meant to be. If you are unfulfilled in any part of your life, it's not because you're not skilled enough to reach success. It may be because you have not given yourself permission. So you have a brave heart. Give yourself permission to be extraordinary. Reach for the stars to your profound dreams and climb to your Big Dipper. That's the end of my 6.5 minutes, but I wanted to go ahead and give you really quick the resource points that are spiritual, mental, family, health, and business. And when students take our courses, they get a chance to dig deeper into each one of those places and find out what's missing in their lives. And when they go into the resources and the training and they figure it out, they get really excited. So how could you get up and go no matter what? Well, let me tell you, I climbed Mount Kilimanjaro, and it took me 8 mountains in 8 months to train to do that. And I did that at age 61. And this is kind of what it looked like at Mount Kilimanjaro at 13,000 feet. It was midnight, and I needed to use the ladies' tent. So I put on and my boots, and my scarves, and my mittens, all of that just to go outside. And there I was. And could you believe there was trillions of stars? And all of a sudden, straight ahead, I saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The Big Dipper. You see, I had climbed the stars to save the little hearts. And there I was, at the stars. And that's how you're going to access your dreams, by climbing to the stars of your life over every obstacle. Thanks for listening. Naomi, Carmona Moorehead, thebraveheartshift.com. Access your dreams.